pile moorings, once you've mastered them, are an absolute joy as it leaves the boat in a nice gentle condition. There's not much strain or stress on it. The thing that's difficult, you've got to be really confident to bring the bow of the boat really close to something, and then the stern of the boat really close to something. So if you can see them, it's fab, otherwise it needs good crew communication. Once mastered though, it's a real test of boat handling and a real pleasure when you do it well. So we had a chat to the harbour master, and he's given us the smallest pile mooring that's left on the handle. So we're going to have a go at that for you. First thing we've got to do is find out what the elements are doing. So I've got wind just off my starboard bow, got a bit of tide flooding, and at this moment I think there's more wind than tide. So we're going to put the bow line on first because that's going to be the uphill end. We're going to take it from our cleat around the pole, which is called the riser, and then back in on our starboard side, and that will attach the bow of the boat. We will need to do some adjustment after, but once we get attached, that's cool. And these posts also have rings, so in an ideal world we put it through a ring. One's got a ring, one hasn't, so we might be able to show you that. It depends a bit. Normally they've got a string to lift the ring up and down, so it'll be bow line on first, then we'll work the boat back just a little bit so that Richard can put the stern line on, and we'll do the same thing. We'll go out and back. We're just going to do it on the starboard cleat at the moment because that's the angle of the wind. If we were going to be moored for a long time, we would probably have two lines, one from each side, just so we have maximum control. So first part we're going to do is get that bow line organised. So when you're ready, Richard, if you'd like to go forward. And you can see we've got the bow line on the bow ready, and you can see the wind direction from our flag. That's a nice little clue for you. So there's our post. We're going between the black one and the wood one on the end. He tells me it's a 32-foot space, and we're a 31-foot boat, so loads of room. And the reason we're on the older boat today is it's the only one that will fit in the spaces on the river. The big shiny things are all too big. So just working my bow in, thinking about that wind, keeping it balanced, knowing that it's quite a tight space. Coming in quite nicely there. Little click of a head just to keep Richard moving. A little bit of a stern now so we don't crash into it, and now we're going to have a little twist. That's it, he's threaded that beautifully. He's now pulling, lovely. That looks good. So we've now got our bow line made off. Brilliant. So now the stern post is just behind me, so I'm going to do a twist the other way. So at the moment I'm just hanging at that angle of balance. We've got a nice slack bow line, so that's all good. When you're comfortable, I'll twist her back. So I'm just rotating the boat till we get into the hole. And then when he's ready, just a little bit of clearance. How far?
I've got 3 feet.
Okay. Okay, so Richard's threaded that beautifully. And he's going to come back onto our cleat on the same side. Just give him a little bit of slack. So now what we've got is we're suspended between these two piles. And to stay longer, what we'll do is organise lines which are tied to the rings so they can rise and fall with the tide. For a short stay, this is fantastic. So we're going to put the kettle on, and then we'll take some stills so you can see exactly what we've done.